Going on, everybody? Welcome back to another post-game stream. And obviously, this one, I was expecting a loss. After I was hoping for a win if Tyler Huntley was playing. I thought it was very possible. However, Josh Johnson ended up getting the job, and I lost all my faith when that was announced. And unfortunately, the Ravens were just unable to stop the Cincinnati Bengals because they lost. They lost Anthony Averett in this game too. There was nothing that defense could do.
Yeah. it's not too much, we can say about it. I know everybody was, hoping for a replica of Josh Johnson previously this year. He went for 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. I want to say the numbers was almost identical this game, but we just didn't come up with the W.
Yeah. I mean,
at least we didn't go for 2. At least we wasn't out there going for 2 this week.
Yeah. I'm happy that the Ravens don't get to go out and we don't get to blame coaching and everything like that. I mean, it was a game where I felt like the Ravens didn't play that poorly. Offensively, I felt like they performed better than I expected offensively. Defensively, though, I mean, it was just when you lose everybody the way that the Ravens have, you can't expect them to play defense. And Shane, 100% correct. It is what it is at this point with our defense. And like Anthony Averett out. I thought Patrick Queen played well. But the whole secondary, Burrow was throwing it every play because the Ravens secondary is so, I hate to say bad, but like they're all injured. So we don't even get to see the starters. I mean, we're playing guys that the Ravens signed this week as our number 2 corner. Yeah. So.
But you know what? Speaking of offense, I don't know if you realized it, and maybe just me. And guys, comment. Let me know what y'all think about it. But since Lamar's been hurt, do you feel like there's been a better offensive scheme ran for Tyler Huntley, and also even Josh Johnson as well? Because in this game, you saw more of a hurry up style of offense. They was moving on some more cylinders. It's like every time Lamar's in the game and when the offense is running through him, it's always it's always a confusion. But when Tyler and even with Josh, it's been a little bit more crisp. I don't know. Maybe it's me digging in too deep, but I feel like this Greg pick and chooses what type of offense to run.
I felt like today was great. I loved how they came out. They came out in the hurry up, the quick counts. Like they were doing everything. And I was like, where is this with Lamar? And it was working with Josh Johnson. I don't know why they don't do that with Lamar. And he went out there and he did his job. I was very surprised at how well he played initially. I mean, they started the game off with like at least 2 consecutive passes. It may have been more. I can't remember what the third play call was, but they were shotgun, play action, maybe some RPOs. I couldn't 100% tell exactly.
It wasn't a lot, but yeah, it was there.
Yeah, I mean, it was everything. And it was like, where is this with Lamar?
Yeah, I'm not saying, maybe it's me, I'm not trying to nitpick or nothing like that, but when you see certain things, ran for other people versus your franchise, player, it makes you question things, that's it makes me just question things. But yeah, I definitely agree that this game was a better offensive call game. I love the fact that the ball was getting thrown around more. Everybody keeps missing Hollywood. Hollywood could have had a deep one, to the house. But either he's hurt and he's not running at full speed, or they're just continually overthrowing him. Because that one that Josh threw to Hollywood, down the sideline, I definitely thought he was going to get out there, get it, and take it straight to the house.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood has not. I mean, he just isn't playing with Lamar right now, and it's tough to get that chemistry. And definitely, you don't expect Josh Johnson to have that chemistry with Hollywood in like a couple of games or days, not even games, not even a couple of days, like one day. But like, it's just really tough seeing what the Ravens are having to deal with. But like, I see people talking about like Lamar can get rid of the ball sooner, which yeah, I think that's true. But it's just like at the same time, yes, he could get the ball out quicker, but that like it's not mutually exclusive. Lamar can play better, but also the play calling could also be better. So I think it's not 100% Greg Roman.
It's almost it's almost a hand in hand situation
Yeah.
right now. And I definitely agree. I said in the pregame show that I feel like I mean everybody's talked about it, but I feel like Lamar Jackson has reached his ceiling. And someone asked me in the pregame show, if they let go John Harbaugh, do you think Lamar Jackson would reconsider resigning with the team? And honestly, I think Lamar would reconsider resigning with the team if they kept Greg Roman for another year.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I just and Jacob, do you think Lamar will be in next week? I have no idea. If he's healthy, yeah, he'll be out there because the Ravens do still have a chance at making the playoffs. It would be very tough. I mean, yeah, that's possibly, but I mean, that's just. I don't think they're gonna bench him or anything like that. I think it's just if he's healthy. And YPC, thanks so much for the super chat. Says you're telling me our offensive coordinator called these good plays with a 10-day quarterback, and our real backup quarterback. Where was this with Lamar? There wasn't Tyler Wallace or James Prochet or Miles Boykin out there when Lamar was there. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, when Lamar is there, they're calling like, and it's not like Josh Johnson is a veteran quarterback in the NFL. So like, if you want to make the argument where like schematically he has a really good understanding of those types of things, and it's like, okay, he can do the nitpicky little stuff. It's like, okay, whatever. If you want to make that argument, you can. Not saying I agree with it, but Tyler Huntley is just as inexperienced as Lamar when it comes to throwing the football, maybe even less so. And yet they call those plays with Tyler Huntley and not Lamar Jackson. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I see Tim. We're not saying that the organization is trying to make Lamar Jackson fail, but we are saying that the Greg Roman Lamar Jackson era has reached a ceiling. I mean, how many times have you watched it where you see you see the two tight ends set, you see one wide receiver, and you see Lamar Jackson. Now, granted, Lamar does not make all the key throws that he should be making. Hell, I mean, it's different when the game is really when the defense scheme is really for the X factor, the number one component of the offense. It's different when you got 11 people going across coming at you, and you're supposed to have zero coverage package plays, and you're not using them. So I'm not saying we're not taking nothing away that Lamar should not be playing better. I feel like Lamar, he can't keep on. Me personally, I said in the pregame show, he can't always keep on saying my bad. He can't keep on having the fits and things of that nature, and not come out the next possession, and make better plays. And and see, but that's my thing. Even with your 300-pound line fullback and you're blocking tight end, that having those two guys in there takes away from guys that really can make a statement on the field, like Rashad Bateman, James Prochet, hell, even Tyler Wallace, who I'm very proud of to get that he got a shot today, and he really made the best of it. Shout out to him and James Prochet today. I'm just saying, we have a lot of guys in the stable. I don't feel like it's the issue with the personnel on the offensive side of the ball. I do feel like, yes, Lamar Jackson does have to make better passes, better reads. I do agree with that. But at the same time, when you have an offensive coordinator that always, wants to run, and not make no real adjustments, we gotta hold both of them accountable.
Absolutely. And Lamar's not perfect from the pocket. And neither of us are saying that. Like, Lamar is not a top half pocket quarterback in the NFL. Like, he's a bottom half quarterback from the pocket in the NFL, but that's okay because he's Lamar Jackson. He does so many other great things. So utilize the fact that he's not great in the pocket or not amazing out of the pocket and get him outside and get him on the move and get him in those situations where he can be great. But no, I do understand what Tim is saying in the chat and things like that. I don't think there's anything overly wrong with it. But this game, the Ravens losing it, what are the chances do you think the Ravens will make the playoffs this year? The Ravens will have to win out, and the Bengals will have to lose out for it to happen.
I don't see it happening. Honestly, I don't even think as much. I don't even want to root for the Steelers today because they will move up. And honestly, I feel like they're going to mess around and plot another fourth quarter comeback against Kansas City. I mean, that's what they've been doing in order to, that's what they've been doing to go on this little streak. So right now, I don't feel like the Ravens are going to. I don't feel like they're going to win out. You got Aaron Donald. You got I don't know. I think Vaughn is still playing with those guys. I don't think he's under the COVID protocol. You got Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd. You got all them different guys. And then you got Matthew Stafford. Granted, you never know what Matthew Stafford you'll get, but hey, when he's on, he's on.
Yeah. And thank you so much again, YPC. Says only time Lamar will resign if Giro and Harb are not there, because I think Lamar wants everything to go his way next year, but that's not going to happen because Harb's not going to let anybody call the shots. I think Lamar loves Harbaugh.
He does.
But I don't know how much Lamar loves Greg Roman. And he also says, again, thank you so much for the super chat, but says, look what happened with Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. They had a problem with Harbaugh until they won the Super Bowl. I do agree with that. I think that, though, Lamar, since Harbaugh's a player's coach, I think that he has a really close relationship with Lamar Jackson. However, I don't think Greg Roman has that relationship with Lamar Jackson. Greg Roman isn't even on the sideline during games. He's up in the box. What do you think, Joshua?
I would say this. Eric DeCosta, John Harbaugh, they trusted Lamar Jackson. Even though, Ozzie Newsome. Sorry, I apologize. Ozzie Newsome trusted Lamar Jackson because that was one of the last picks that he made before he retired as the general manager. Now, moving forward, let's be real. Lamar Jackson was almost a gadget player before Joe Flacco went down. There was different plays, different packages. They put Lamar in, and then you have Joe Flacco on the opposite side, and then on top of that, Joe Flacco wouldn't even he wouldn't even go through the motions. He'll just be standing there. So it'd be 10-11. Then Flacco goes down. So what happened next? You got to put Lamar Jackson in there. What Lamar do? Not the best throwing arm, not the best plays called for him. He took the team to 6-1 and got them to the playoffs. From that day on, from that season on, that's when the real relationship between John and Lamar built. Because if we're being real, if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh would have been out the door after that 2018 season. Let's be real about that.
That's true.
Next thing you know, 2019 MVP season, and they had Greg Roman. And I'm not going to say the only reason Lamar Jackson became MVP is because of Greg Roman. No, Lamar Jackson has that dynamic X factor player mentality. So I mean, yes, when you take the NFL by storm and you run certain plays with a player that can execute those plays as well, anything's happen, anything is possible. The thing is, how long can you keep that up though? I mean, we seen the Michael Vicks, we seen the Donovan McNabbs. Hell, we seen RG3, but RG3 got caught up. I mean, even with Tom Brady, and not just I'm just calling out different quarterbacks that can be mobile and also can be pocket quarterbacks, and still some defenses don't, some coaches don't have no answers for them. Um, I feel like Lamar does want some things to I do feel like Lamar wants some free range when it comes to that offense. I don't think he wants to continue running the same type of offense we've been running. With the running backs, two fullbacks and one wide receiver. I feel like he wants to spread that ball. He wants to get out there and really roam around the field. Because I mean, look at it. Even at Louisville, they didn't even run that. They didn't even run that style of offense. Yeah, he had the big body receivers. Them guys ran 4-3s, 4-2s. He was able to stretch the field. He was able to showcase his arm talent, things of that nature. And right now, yes, we have made a lot of things happen. He done gone for 3,000 yards and stuff like that. But this offense is holding him back to a degree.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I see some really good comments right here. Adid says, watch Harbaugh's tone, not his words, when he talks about Greg Roman in the next few weeks. If it sounds half-baked, job security is in question. I definitely agree with that. And then DJ says, Lamar created the Super Bowl contending Ravens, not Harbaugh, not a top 10 defense, not a top 10 run game. It was Lamar with no weapons. And then when he gets them, they're sitting on the sidelines. That's 100% true. 100% true.
I'm just saying, you got a number one. Why did you draft the number one wide receiver this past year? And every time he makes something happen, you send him back on the bench. No, stop taking away from that young man's steam. Tyshawn Williams, another one. An undrafted rookie free agent. Start running the ball hard. You start running the ball strong. You're going to make mishaps. You're going to make miscues. But why do you keep on taking away from this young man? Now you took away from him so much by putting all these veterans that just started getting things going. Now when he does get activated, he doesn't want to play. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Shane, I agree with this too. Says Greg Roman was a good starting offensive coordinator for Lamar, but he's holding him back now, and Lamar Jackson isn't going to grow anymore with Greg Roman there. I think that's 100% correct. Absolutely.
It's literally watching Colin Kaepernick all over again. And and bringing up Colin Kaepernick, I felt like Kaepernick, his antics, I'm not even going to say antics, his beliefs came in more of effect when his, career was starting to decline. Yes, he did get blackballed out the league, but at the same time, it would be different. It would have been different for him if he was continuing to win and playing at a higher rate and still doing, still following his beliefs. But because he was following his beliefs, he was looked at more as a distraction to the team and not as a positive impact. That literally was the years Greg Roman and 49ers, they reached their ceiling with Colin Kaepernick. And right now, I'm not saying it's about to be a Colin Kaepernick situation all over again with Lamar Jackson, believing what he believes in and standing what he stands for. But it's going to be another situation where, next year could possibly be another, next year could be possibly another 13 interception season. Another,
Yeah. No, I mean, just looking at the DJ Beal, he says we've blamed the coaching too many times for it to all be on Lamar. It's obvious play calling changes in the playoffs and even in losses. Like, that's huge. Like the way that the Ravens call their plays is visibly different in the playoffs. It's visibly different in big games, and it's visibly different from its success. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how much longer we're going to keep streaming because obviously there's other big games going on. We'll keep it going for obviously a few more minutes. YPC, thank you so much again for the super chat. It says Harb came to this franchise already established with a Super Bowl win and playoff wins. So Lamar made Harbaugh's resume go up even more. So Harb had nothing to do with it. He's not an X's and O's coach. Absolutely. Harb's is not an X's and O's coach.
Most definitely.
Now, at least he had the balls to fire Cam Cameron, but he's not an X's and O's coach. It's what he's going to go out there. He's going to motivate the team. They're going to work hard. They're going to try. But when it comes down to it, he's going to rely on the guys that he put in a position to have a say, and he's not putting the best players in position to have a say. He's putting that in Greg Roman's hands.
So, okay, let me ask you this. If you're Lamar Jackson right now, you got 2 games. You got 2 games left. You can possibly make it to the playoffs, and also you need some help by some other teams as well.
Yeah.
Right now, would you just say, F it, I'm going to go out there with this team, and I'm going to fight to the end so you can make a playoff push?
Yes, I would. I still would. Because Lamar doesn't want to sit out. Mm-hmm. That would hurt Lamar. He's not going to want to do that. And there's still a chance that they make it to the playoffs. And if you make it to the playoffs, anything can happen. That's all you got to do to have a chance. That's all you got to do.
I definitely respect that. Me right now, coming from a business aspect of things, I would be sitting the rest of this season out. Just for the simple fact, the offensive line. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. If you do not let me run an offense where I can really succeed and really, get everybody, utilize everybody and get everyone off my back, so I can, start roaming around more freely, then no, I would not be playing these next 2 games, because the way they use Tylan Wallace, the way they use James Prochet, the way they use Rashad Bateman, and also you got to get Hollywood more effectively in the game. You had to get them more effectively in the game. If we do not actually utilize these wide receivers and stretch the field, then yes, continue those holes, those running lanes for Lamar to run will continually be clogged up, and they're going to keep on, bringing in six men in for the blitz. And the longer he stays in that pocket behind a villain waiver. I mean, Patrick McCarry played better. We didn't hear anything out of Ben Cleveland. Ben Cleveland played solid, and Kevin Zeitler, and even Bradley Bozeman. But my career and my health is the most important thing. And right now, being behind that O-line, I can't trust it right now. And then, with everything going on, I know all that heat is going to come on me if I don't get this game. And I gotta keep on saying my bad. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of this. I'd rather root for my guys at home right now. And just come back, with a healthy JK, a healthy Gus, possibly a more, veteran savvy wide receiver, a solid Ronnie Stanley, maybe even a starting right tackle, a prolific front seven, because that front seven got to get more pressure. We got to get some more guys on that front seven to get some more pressure, So, and even my secondary.
Yeah, the team definitely has a lot of holes. It's just I think DJ is making great points in the chat, and that every team has been so inconsistent this year to where making the playoffs, anybody can go all the way. You could be a 7 seed this year and you could go all the way because of how inconsistent teams are. The Chiefs have lost some bad games. The Titans have lost some bad games. The Ravens have lost some bad games. The Bills have lost some bad games. The Colts have lost some bad games. The Patriots lost some bad games. Yeah, Bengals have lost some bad games. They've all lost bad games. So it's possible. And Patrick joined the chat. No, we're not blaming Greg Roman.
We blaming everybody.
Not today. He was actually terrific today. I thought he did a great job. Praise to Greg Roman. Good job, Greg. Chargers lost to the Texans today. Another team. Yes.
They're sitting at 9th on the bubble, and we're at 8th. Oh man, like you said, this is interesting. This is very interesting right now.
Absolutely. All right. There's other games going on. I think we all got to go watch this Steelers game, see how they perform. Unless Joshua, you want to keep the stream going, I can leave you in charge.
I can give him about 20 more minutes.
All right.
So yeah, definitely, we'll keep on tweeting amongst these games. Like I said, y'all follow us at ttb_Ravens. Talk to us during the games, man. We here for y'all.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna head out. You guys have fun. Keep asking those good questions, and Joshua, have a good one.
Absolutely, man. All right, y'all. Pat J. Rose White sit right in front of us at the bank. We're having a good time. We were having a good time last week. Man, that's dope, man. That's dope. Yeah, DJ. They're sitting right now at number 7. I mean, this season's been interesting between injuries, COVID, all that. So this season is literally has been a free for all for any team to win. In regards to this AFC, like the NFC has been more solid because you know which teams are going to make it, in a sense. But yeah, avoid not going to sugarcoat with all the injuries. We're trash. It's nothing to sugarcoat. This has definitely been one of the most roughest seasons outside of 2015 that we've played and try to put together, a winning team. So I definitely feel like, we haven't been playing the best, and we haven't been given the best. We haven't been playing the best. We haven't been playing at a top tier level. So no, I definitely understand what you're saying. I definitely, I get what you mean. Shane, I know it's hard, Flock Nation, but try to keep the faith. Hopefully, we get Snoop or LJ back next week. Hey man, at the end of the day, yes, I love my Ravens. I do. As much as I want us to, just go ahead, call it a season, get a higher pick in the draft. But when it comes to Sundays, I'm a root for them. That's just the Ravens fan in me, man. That's just the Ravens fan in me, literally. Like I don't want these guys just lay over and die. I want them to give their best and all. But at this point, these last 2 games should be interviews and resume builders for some of these young guys and see who we keep and actually elevate, for this upcoming season. Because hell, I gotta say, James Prochet, I feel like he deserved all his flowers because he's been playing good ball, and when he gets out there, he makes the best of it. You know what I mean? So I love what he brings to the table. Exactly, Pat. Like I said, man, seeing James out there, seeing Tyler Wallace play, man, it's definitely, eye opening to what they can bring to the team next year, and what pieces we can keep and what pieces we can elevate, because at the end of the day, we got some good guys in the stable. We just got to learn how to really utilize them. I mean, I don't even understand why, Miles is out there today, and usually when Miles Boykins is out there, it's usually a pass play, but he actually was running a route and he didn't come up with the pass. I mean, Josh Johnson was pressured and he tried to make that extended play, but it just didn't happen. Is Greg Roman fired yet? Nah, King. Greg's still with us, man. He's not fired yet. No, Greg, John, Greg, and Wink are still getting on the bus or plane to come on back down to Baltimore. So no, they still with us, man. My thing is how are we? My thing is how we are. We can't really be mad with the injuries. I trust the Ravens with Lamar over the Titans, Steelers, Chargers, Bills, Pats. Just execute. I definitely believe it comes down to execution. Just like we've been saying all day, man. you keep calling these different type of schemes and plays, for the backups to the backups, but it's like you don't give my guy a real fighting chance to go ahead and really showcase his talent. He's more than just legs, and tucking the ball. He's more than just a QB / running back. He's a quarterback. He can get the ball down the field. Let him stretch the field, and also don't let Mark Andrews be his only target or his only option. But also, Lamar has to, let the game come back to him and let the game be fun to him again. Because right now, this season, he's been playing it like it wasn't fun for him. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely a lot of things we gotta put in perspective for sure. JK and guess what healthy we've been running 2 receiver sets. Man, I will hope so, man, because honestly, having two horses in the backfield like JK and Gus, they bring a certain element and they take a lot of pressure off of Lamar Jackson, Team Ramy, let's pray the guys listed with illness yesterday are safe. Most definitely, man. At the end of the day, we want these guys, me personally, I want these guys to come back healthy and strong, whether they play this season or, they come back next season. I believe in taking mental health days. I believe in, taking physical health days. Whatever's going on with you, look out for you and take care of you, because in the words of Marshawn Lynch, take care of your body and take care of your chicken. You gotta look out for yourself, man. If nobody else looking out for you, who else is gonna look out for you? I feel like Ronnie Stanley was rushed into game 1 between rehabbing coaches and himself. He didn't take. I would have respected him more if he would have waited till week 5 to come back. Who knows what would have happened if he would have came back? Week 3, week 5. We probably wouldn't. Me personally, I think we wouldn't have been missing him this whole season. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the Steelers Chiefs games out, y'all. I appreciate y'all for staying in the stream with me. Remember to like, share, and subscribe the YouTube page. Turn your notifications on. We're gonna always be on, man. And follow us on Twitter, man. TTB_Ravens. Talk to us, send us some DMs. We're gonna be working on so many things towards this season, man, and upcoming off season. So everybody be blessed. New Year's coming. This week you got the New Year coming up. Please be safe, y'all, with COVID going around, and y'all have a good one.